He will speak to that. He will speak to that. Okay, good evening, folks. Welcome. I'm Afonso Zian Sort of the Liberia Public Radio 10 Lpr-Tv. We want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. Thank you for sharing this May week Wednesday with us here. This is All Things Considered. All Things Considered is an informative news magazine. It comes your way every Wednesday to right here on the Liberia Public Radio. And we use this time to also accommodate your views, your opinions, and some of the things happening inside Liberia. With the help of the analysts, pundits, contributors, they will also be making their talking point from Wednesday to Wednesday. So there are some things that we may not capture, and we want to give you the opportunity to also capture that, and you can also make your voice or voices heard right here on this network. We want to welcome our viewers. Just hit the share button for us. Whatever you're at, joining this conversation. Very shortly, our team of analysts, panelists, they're going to be joining us, and we're going to be having a conversation here. A lot is unfolding. The much consequential end day is getting closer. What is known as what is it? Retire suffering. Retire suffering. The president addresses his kingsmen in right here in the USA. I think I'm forgetting. There's a guy who's supposed to be with us here. Let me double check if he's still prepared because he did his one man show. They call him the general. Let me see here if he that's morning Kishan. If he still will be with us here this evening, so that we'll get his take on what transpired. At the meeting yesterday with the president meeting cross sections of Liberians, were understanding on his Facebook page. I did have a conversation with him behind the scene, and hopefully probably he could be part of us here to tell exactly what has happened and what happened. We want to welcome our folks, Mr. Hinant, Mr. Afroseat, of course, our own Jennington, Jackson, and all of you great people, Johnson, Ellis. These are our prime committed follower of this network. By you just showing face here every evening when we are here is huge, and we must recognize that. Thank you so much for that support. And there's nothing else. All we want you to do, to be honest with us, tell us what we are falling short. Critique us as much as possible you can. That will help to strengthen what we do, and it will make us to do the right thing as well. So we will always accommodate, and with respect to the language tunes, there's no question about that. Everybody here, for the most part, only few people here always come and do things here. But hey, again, in the absence of some crazy stuff, society is incomplete as well. So and guarantee that we will always see that happening on a daily basis. But what is good is minimized. So we really want to we really want to recognize that. So okay, let me see here. Let me see. Let me see. Let me please bear with me here as I'm trying to get into one of our guys, and I'm going to be breaking here. But one of our analysts, contributor, is already here, and we're going to be having this conversation, all things considered. And one of the persons also in this business, he's going to be joining us here to share his ordeal, his experience with us at. He has actually gone there, according to him, as a Liberian. But what happen. But let me bring in Dr. Keman Guetukara. He is a senior contributor of the Liberia Public Radio and Lpr-Tv. Let me bring her. She's based in the Garden City of New Jersey. Here we go. She is one of our queens and princess on this network. Anybody try her here that won the Supreme Court the Supreme
It's
Court
actually Virginia. I'm in Virginia. I just have a Jersey
in the
number.
Commonwealth of Virginia. Okay, okay,
Yeah.
good. Okay, well, you're near the capital, so we are protected. We are guaranteed. We are guaranteed. Okay, Dr. Tonkara, good evening and welcome. Good evening. Are you hearing me? Oh, something not right. Something not right. So let's see here. I think there's she's frozen.
Yeah, it's frozen. Okay,
Yeah.
there we go.
Okay. Are you hearing me now?
Yes, I can hear
Oh,
you.
okay. I was just saying good evening. How were you today? And the past couple of days we didn't see. How was it?
No, it was good. I actually traveled to New Jersey. I was
Oh,
in New Jersey the last couple of days, so it's been a bit difficult, but I'm well. Thank you. Good to see you.
okay. Okay. Well, you went to get some pepper for the winter, or
I
you want to
wish.
get some hot pepper?
No, my parents actually celebrated 50 years being married.
50. That's a mile.
50 whopping. They've known each other for 57 years. They are married 50 years, so we went to surprise them on this big old celebration to appreciate what they have shown us and done for us. It's not when you hear 50 these days, you're like, thank God.
Yeah. Oh wow. So, well, I'm
Most of
happy.
us don't even get to 10 these days, so it was
Yeah,
it was
I'm
an
happy for
incredible
that. I
journey.
think that was a great one. The real fun. Wow. That's So how was it there? Let's be a little bit humanitarian. How was it
I
making? Was it?
know. It was wonderful. So it was a surprise. My mother actually
Didn't
was
nobody
work.
give them a hint?
No, she actually started to call around to find out why we were doing anything, and she
Hmm.
hasn't heard anything because the actual day of celebration is the 30th of December. That's the anniversary date. So she was calling around to find out why we were doing anything,
Hmm.
and
Oh, don't do this to us yet. Okay. Hey, don't do this. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
yeah,
Go
yeah.
ahead.
Now I'm back. Now I'm
Hmm.
back. It looks like I don't know if I'm going this end. There's a glaring light. Okay, great.
Yeah. Yeah. That was something like that.
Um. So, I think everywhere I go, there's a chandelier that's on, so it glares the light everywhere I go. So at
Hmm.
least this one is much
Okay,
better.
I think that much. Yeah. Okay, right there is kind of much better. Hopefully, it's
Looks
not.
better. I
Yeah.
I think anywhere I go, it's except
What? You
except
want me
if
to
it's
get you off the screen while you position in the back?
uh,
Back. Yeah. Okay. Let me just get you off stage. I will monitor you, and as soon it's okay, I'm gonna get you in. Okay. Well, folks. Good evening. Welcome. Let's see here. As you know, the president is visiting. As a matter of fact, I really purpose to have gone there too, but one of the guy who went there, aka General Monique Shane, he had an experience, and we are hoping that he joined us here to share his audio and what happened. Okay, let me see. I think the die. Okay, no, you just go ahead, do what you can do. I'm monitoring you. Once it's okay, I will be able to get you in. And folks who want to welcome you, thank you so much. We're just making a little bit of adjustment. So it's a little bit, it's kind of a little bit difficult when you are outside of the studio. Then it's kind of a little bit, dicey. But notwithstanding, we'll do the best we can, no matter where we are, where we find ourselves, because of the love of your country. We also always like to make sure that we have this here. Okay, I think that is okay. I think that position should be fine. Hopefully, let's see what are the other folks going to be joining us here. Okay, all right. Let's see. Let's try this here and see. I think it looks good here. Okay, I
Yeah,
think that's much.
that'll work.
Yeah, that's much better. So, the adjustment will maybe on the same. Okay, so, all right,
Yeah,
good.
that'll
Thank you.
work.
That it much better.
That will work.
Okay, so the father surprise. It was a surprise, and everything went great.
Surprise. Surprise. None of them knew. All the siblings were in town. I have four. I have three siblings. I'm the eldest. I'm the eldest of four. And we all showed up. And when they came in the hall, my sister brought them in and they just looked stunned. Like, where are you people coming?
Whoa, what is going on here?
Yeah, you should have seen my mother's face. She was just like,
Out
because
of
she was
voice.
planning she's planning her own anniversary. Nobody's talking, I'm not hearing anything, and nobody's doing. So she was on that. So she was quite pleased and surprised. And we learned a lot about our parents, you know, what kept them together. Like we learned a lot of things we didn't know because we've never seen our parents argue or things like that. So it was quite incredible to see them still make each other laugh and smile at 50 years being married.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
that's good. And we have to they did what they cool as parents, and so at that age, it is time for us to give back to make them to put smiles on their face. And I'm happy that you and the other folks really did that. Okay, let's have our usual talking. Wednesday is all things considered, meaning Dr. Turanka can say, you know what, all of these things have been happening for the rest of the week. I just didn't play them mind, but I am thinking about this other sector of the society. But interestingly, though, retire suffering, that's the core name of of the rally. Uh, our understanding is on the 17th, and I know you express your view, your opinion the other day. But from all indications, there seems still a momentum about this rally. Other stakeholders not embracing it, of course, that's society. Everybody is not going to be
Yeah.
on board. So, what should we be looking forward to seeing now? We are hearing their outlines, other typical Liberian people that are not in the higher up, different groups of people going to be speaking. They are having press conferences, all of that. The president is in the U.S. I'm not sure whether he gone back. He was throwing some jabs on, where a lot of people protest, but they should be careful. Things that they didn't fix the last 12 years, we are fixing it. They shouldn't break them. That's an
Yeah.
indirect communication there to the former vice president, who was Ambassador Boyka. So that's quite interesting. But overall, do you still have apprehensions about this retire suffering? Do you still
I
have
mean,
concern, or
it,
let me not say apprehension? Do you still have some doubt why this sort of retire suffering protest, if you will?
I mean, here's where I am with it. The Liberian people are suffering. They are suffering because of lack of leadership. I believe they're suffering because of lack of direction. They are suffering because there are no plans. It's, and where there's no vision, the Bible said people will perish. So I think they're suffering because he inherited a war-torn country, and I don't believe that he was equipped or he is equipped. Now, that doesn't diminish who the current president is. It's just that he got more than what he truly can handle as at his capacity. Now, with that said, as far as the rally goes, the people are suffering. That is it. That is obvious. No one is contesting that. I think the timing of the protest is pretty strategic to kind of make some noise, rally up some of the base, go to some of the base, entice people a bit to know who these people are. That is true. What I will hope to be looking for at a protest such as this, where we are suffering. Now, you're going to show up to a rally or a protest, however they want, how they're calling it, to protest the suffering of the people. And I'm assuming that the protest is about the people are suffering because of the government. Fair enough. However, I will be looking at some start plans. If you outline where the people are suffering, I will be looking at this, the protesters or the organizers to be able to outline this is what we can do, because they are associating with a current what you call it, electorate, someone who's running for election who wants to be president. So I would like to hear some of the things that they will be desiring to do to relieve or alleviate some of the people's suffering. Announcing that people are suffering is one thing, but if you're standing and there are going to be officials there who are going to be looking to sit into the highest seat of the land or into government, period, not just the highest seat, but maintaining government or having a seat at the table, then after you've outlined the obvious, which it is completely obvious, the people are suffering, tell us then what are you going to do to begin to alleviate. I'm hoping to see that. I'm hoping to see some kind of outline plan that will be laid to give the people hope. Hoping to also see, our people, the people that are coming there. Some of them may not have eaten. I know. Strategically, most of the time people gather, especially in Liberia. Some of the organizations, when they gather, they have a sort of a standard to feed the people, because a lot of people that are going to be coming there are going to be coming there to be able to not just to eat, but to see what you're doing, to also eat, to also see where your money is, put your mouth where your money is. So I'm hoping to see all of that unfold. Feed the people, give the people a plan, outline some of the plan. Don't just arouse up the base. Don't just rouse up the people. I'm hoping to see right off the bat that some of the leaders of that organization or of the rally or the protest to be able to immediately tell the people that they will denounce any kind of outbursts or anything that would generate a non-peaceful protest right off the bat, that they should say it. Because again, you're gathering people who have no hope. You pretty much can look for anything. So again, I mean, they have a right to protest. Let them protest, but I'm hoping to see that so that the agenda will be pushed and people will not be looking for negative things that they're going to talk about after they're done. Because something like this, because it's already rallied up people around the world, around the country, what are they doing? Why are they doing this? And then if you go and you don't have control of your crowd, your message will be lost. So that's what I will be looking forward to, hopefully. And I will be hoping, because the people are suffering.
So basically, if I would just condense everything that you said, okay, the rally is one thing, but would they add some flesh onto this bone to say, okay, there's a cause, there's a reason having this? But quickly, before the Liberal, good evening, to welcome Mr. George, welcome here. Before I go to them, should this protest, not protest, should this rally in the process should be able to bring out enough information to be convincing to other critical voices or those who still waiting the wait and see attitude? Are you hoping that there will be a good open up the essence of this? Is that what you're looking for?
Well, yeah, I mean, this is not the political party who is sort of around it. This is not so much from my understanding, I'm hoping it is not just a political ploy, or this is our political party hosting this rally. They are doing this for the people. It's just that they happen to be the one initiating. I believe it's Cummings and the other people who are doing this.
USCPP, yeah.
USCP, right. So they are sort of initiating this. I'm hoping that if they do not make it an agenda squarely for the political party, because then it'll seem so it'll be absolutely for personal gains for the party, rather than we are tired, the people are tired, we just want to put a voice. We want to put a voice to the feelings that they have. They're tired because nobody else put them. So we want to put a voice to it. So I think that they should stay on course with the message of we are suffering.
Okay.
You know
I
what I
think
mean? And then tell the people how you are going to, if you are you are elected into power, how you are going to alleviate their suffering. And again, and even that, I mean, they have to sort of be careful not to push too much of a political agenda. Then it is going to seem too political, because a rally that is on social issues, again, when I said before that you're blankly saying we are suffering, we don't have access to this, we don't have we're suffering. So if you go inject a lot of political aspirations in it again, then it look a bit strategic, which is going to fall flat, I think, for the people. So it's a very careful thing.
okay.
If like Moses said earlier, before, it's not a nonprofit or an NGO. But if an NGO or a nonprofit organization did that, it'll be fine, because they're truly, that's what they do for the people. But here it is, a political party saying we're going to host a protest because we're tired of the government. I think they need to be careful of how they push the political agenda, the personal political agenda, stick on course, stick on agenda, speak about strategies, and I think that might be a bit successful.
You shift the entire conversation here this evening yet, and I think those are some of the talking points of the liberal here. He looks happy based on what you are hearing.
He
What
looks
is he thinking?
happy.
What is he having on his chest this evening?
I don't know. He has those, like, press pass or something.
So
I think he
so
went somewhere. He went somewhere very important, and it gave him press passes.
this guy, he's always like to be like to get a sort of attraction. Where you
He's very important.
there's a guy that in our country they call him bullshitter. Pat George, bullshitter, right? He can pull about 10, 15 IDs on himself. That's how he behaving like a bullshitter this evening. I don't know to prove what.
Look,
Okay,
man, if you
liberal, good
got it,
evening, welcome.
you got your badges,
Good
flaunt it.
evening. Good evening, Doc. Good evening, Mr. George. Good evening, Mr. Soul.
Yeah.
These are credentials, press credentials that we're very proud of.
That's right.
This was the 2020 senatorial representative election observer. This was 2018, 2017 inaugural observer. This is the pass issued by the Republic of Liberia to Sam Sinto LPR. In the bike here also, this is another one that was issued in Liberia for Sam Sinto LPR. So these are all credentials. And then when we speak, we know we're speaking from a perspective of more experience in terms of the coverage of what is happening in Liberia, Mr. So. And that's what I thought I'd try to showcase my credentials this afternoon. Now, I think I heard you guys talking about the upcoming rally. I agree with it, Doc. But I will a little bit take a different route on this, in that the only losing proposition that perhaps might come out of this rally for the CPP ANC will be if things goes wrong. Whatever way, whether turn out to be a flap or people don't show up and what have you, which I don't believe it will be. People will show up. And if people show up, this is a political rally. This is a political party that is having a rally. And they're having you can't call it anything other than a political rally. And these people, once they're organized and they're successful in the organizational process of it, and they are able to bring in tons of Liberians to witness and to be part of the political rally, I think they will then truthfully say that they have achieved a lot, number one. Second thing, Mr. Soul, I think if they go on stage, as I stated before, if they go on stage and they start lining up the true Liberian, suffering Liberian, even if they can bring in.
Oh, that's an LPR guy? Oh, good.
You're muted.
It's a cry. He was crying so much I had to go get him.
Okay.
Thank you.
He welcome on board to join the company.
Thank you. So,
All right.
the issue is if they line these people up, even if they are not from different county, but if they represent the plebeians in the country, that would definitely signify that they are seeking the interests of the people. Now,
Right.
I don't know how long the political rally is going to be, but if you showcase the plebeians for about an hour and a half, or even have 10 or 15 people, because once you select, even you don't have to do all of that. You just go and say, okay, who's representing the market with me? Who's representing the fish seller? Who representing okra seller? Who representing cassava? You go through that kinds of process. Who has kids in school and are unable to pay school fee? Who are working for the government and is not yet to get paid? Those kinds of people come on the stage, 5 minutes each. They explain to the whole world the problem they're facing. And then let's see if President Weah and his people continue to poke fun at these people as they continue to do, because this is not fun. If they think they're gonna make a joke out of this, they're gonna be surprised. Only if the organization are not able, like the doc said, if they, for example, they come in there, they're gonna want them, some of them will be expected to be fed. And you can't bring people on no water, you can't bring people on with no food, even if you go and buy sub sandwiches and things like that, and just share with the people. I think it will go a long way. But other than that, I think this is something that CDC, instead of planning strategy to see how they can not counter protest, counter rally, but how they can counter the narrative. And instead, the president is poking fun at this. I think they're gonna be in for a big surprise.
Okay. Before I go to there seems to be little collaboration here. In other words, there should be real-time typical Liberians that are feeling the pain, not these one who still riding these big fancy cars, and they are, or the entire program should not be dominated by major political actors. Is that
Yes, exactly. And yes, another thing they need to stay away from. They need to stay away from the issue with the bank and the borrower and the delinquency. Because if they call one name on our stage and even mention that, because many of those people that are going to be on our stage, their name is on our list. And they need to stay away from that kinds of subject matter. They are not there to talk about who borrowing what. They are not a bank. They are not bankers. That's none of their business. They're there to showcase the plight of the Liberian people. Don't talk about the bank borrowing. Now, having said that, you can also, without going into that, because the people that are borrowing from the bank, according to International Monetary Fund now, they're saying that because of these people delinquency, because of that, there's not enough money in the bank, which is supposed to be a bank for investment and development, and there's not enough there for the people who are selling cassava on the sidewalk to borrow and do their businesses. The millionaires go and borrow money and they don't want to pay. Now, how do you try to talk about that, which obviously will resonate with the people, but at the same time, people on stage with you, their name is on there. Some of them are delinquents as well. So it's going to be dicey. So I advise totally stay away from it. There's so many things that people are suffering from in Liberia that you can showcase other than the banking issue, Mr. Soul.
okay? Amos Joyce, let me bring you in. Something seems to be pivoting in the direction of Dr. Turanka here, creating a status of limitations with this protest. Don't talk this, don't talk this. There's a red line being created, and there seems to be a little bit, because if even, I mean, obviously it is politicians that are organize it. They always like to intercede for ordinary people, but deep down it's all about themselves, bottom line. That's it. Those are some of the strategies. That's it. So uh, Mr. George, let's look at the speakers, people who are going to be speaking. I know they've been given. One of the good things, there seems to be a chain of communication, information getting out as it becomes available. The way they're starting it, if it ends up like that in terms of perfecting their argument into reality for us to see a lie, are you concerned of those who are going to be dominating the stage, wide category of people, different backgrounds, Liberians, ordinary Liberians, typical Liberian, the Yanam boys, the Pempem boys, the marketeers, and even people, because I listened to one of the conferences, they were talking that the Zogos, I don't like to call that name, but the this advantage people also. Are those kind of people? What group of people are you looking forward seeing on that stage?
Mr. So let me say this. The rally is about the ordinary people. When Mr. Comey speak, yes, because he's the political leader, he will speak. One or other two person will speak. But the rally is mainly about the people. Right now, I can tell you there are about maybe 20 local organizations that will be speaking. Local, I'm talking about elite class, local people who bear the brunt of this hardship in Liberia. They will be speaking. And let me say this. Today, the chief Zoe of Liberia, Zazakawa, spoke and said, yes, the people should go and do the rally. The chief Zoe said the people should go and do the rally. Chief Zazakawa had a press conference today. Said, let the people go and do that. The only thing is peaceful, should be peaceful. And I can show every Liberians. We always create this thing around rally or demonstration. The first thing that comes out of Liberian people mind is violence. Violence is the first thing that comes out of their mind. And the question I always ask, how many rally protests have we had in Liberia that I put that one while because of the protesters? It has always been the government. Always the government. But when people don't have anything to say, they want to dilute the conversation, and they always say, oh, it will be violent, it will turn violent, it should be this. No, it's the government that always institute the violence. All the protests that I know of since I was born in Liberia, I grew up in Liberia. Since I grew up, I was growing in Liberia. All the protests I know that I participated in some, it was always, and it has always been the government to do it. So I'm not worried about, oh, who, no. I know some of the land. This will be the ordinary people speaking. And people making other arguments. Oh, we know there's poverty, we just end the poverty. No. There is poverty in Liberia. We're talking about the degree. There's suffering all around the world. But you talk about the degree, the extreme of which that suffering or that poverty had reached the country. That's what we're talking about. Since Joseph Junior Rawa, people have always been suffering around the world. In Liberia, people have been suffering. Even in this country, there are people who find it difficult to get meal to eat. But it's the degree of that suffering that we talk about. There are poverty around the world, but it is the degree of that poverty. When they reach a place, then people must call a central government to attention. The ANC, Mr. Comey has been speaking on the issues long since. And we expect at the end of the day, just to re-echo, to reinforce where they want to take the country. And another issue I want to touch on is this feeling. My people, why we can't be honest? Can you feed 5,000 people at a rally? 6,000 people, can you feed them? Water? Yes. We always want to create something in Liberia that has not been done. But when some group of people want to create other things that to say that they must do this. Sasinto, 1979, the back of my feed you people? No. He never. Not even water. The 85 rally protest one, Ellen Johnson Sally, Jackson Gordon. Did they feed us? They never fed us. Did they pay our way? No. We were there because we were fighting for a cost. people of goodwill, if they want to do it now, fine. But we should not create this thing as a criteria. Oh, will they feed these people? Why are we trying to incite this thing into a protest? Can you feed 10,000 people in the open?
Let me hold you there. Let me hold you right there. That's
No.
that's a rhetorical, that's a real-time live question.
Yeah, so yes. What do you want to say?
Yeah. Dr. Turonka.
Yeah.
Amos George, again. He's making reference, which of course, it was a thing that happened in 1979 race riot. That was more or less, it was a protest.
Yeah.
For our stable food. But he's making the argument now that we wasn't fair then. And so it's not of should be a priority, a concern that regardless of the number of people that are going to be going out there to say, okay, they should, if they are tested, it is the organizer responsible to give them water.
Goodwill, you can do it, but it should not be a criteria.
Do you agree with that?
Because Samson is one of the who in this idea.
Do you agree with that? So if they don't get them the water, then how does it commensurate with the talking point with tire suffering? Because people will be hungry, they will be tested, they did not give them the water, then it's like they are adding suffering to them. That's how it could be viewed by other critical thinkers.
Well, that's the thing of the free thinker. It's the right. But I'm just posting it out there. In this country,
my response to
were
that.
people fair by Dr. King or the institution at the time? So let us look at history.
Okay.
So
okay,
I want these people, I want Samson to tell me why is it now that people want to make it an issue that when you put in 500 people order, you must feed them. Whether you riot or protest, you must feed them. Can anybody do that? Or what did it happen? Maybe I'm still somewhere else, I don't know yet, but I want to see where these things started happening. And I made references. 1979, Samson was part of it. When Ellen Johnson was in the opposition, demonstration we had in 3 or 4, nobody was fair. Nobody raised the issue that how we want to feed these people. Nobody raised the issue how people be transported. Nobody.
Okay, hold on one second.
So I want to know. But today, hold on, Mr. So, yes, people can provide transportation to say, hey, at this point, buses will be there to pick up certain people who want to come can do that. That's goodwill. But to say, to feed people, I don't know. Let's someone tell me around the world where people had the rally, they can feed the people. Let me know.
Okay.
That's a fair statement, and I think that's an arguable statement. I think when I was alluding to providing at the very least nourishment for the people, and I agree with you. It's probably going to be unreasonable to feed 10,000, 5,000. I don't know what the expectation of the number is, but we also have to understand that times have changed, expectations have changed. When you protested back in the 70s or the 80s, when the protest was going on, there was a cohesiveness. There had been a precedent that had been set in the country because of the dire need of the country. Anytime people are gathering together, because there's a shortage of food, there's a shortage of people have lost a lot. So the expectation is, if you want us to come, at the very least, provide some fluids, provide something. And they're not going to be able to accommodate.
Mr. Joy, hold on.
They're not going to be able to accommodate
let's do it at
thousands of people. That's true. Or whoever first come. We're just saying, make the provision, put your money where your mouth is. At the very least, whoever shows up, you don't have to feed the masses of people, but provide enough for the essential people that are going to come, especially those people who are going to be your frontliners. It certainly, again, because there has been a precedent set in these types of situations in recent times. There has been an expectation that has been changed because times have changed. When you protested, certainly it was for some genuine change. Again, I'm going back to my original statement. I question the motive of this party to host a protest in the heat, or at the very least on the cuff of the heat of an election. It is a sensitive time. Why didn't it do it before? Why didn't it do it before now? You know, why we're protesting the government in the midst of an election, and we know how sensitive elections can be. That's my only concern. You're absolutely correct. A lot of the times, these things take a turn, maybe because the securities, the police, or whoever feels that, you know, the people are maybe acting out of character. I don't know, but the instigation sometimes it is from the government, and so that's why we're saying, look, timing. I don't know about the timing. I really, really don't know, and it goes to the motive. But feeding, you're right. I want to agree with you because I don't know the number that they're expecting. I don't expect.
They are anticipating this. Okay, this is what it said in their relief. They are reached out to 75,000. Their target is 100,000 to turn out. That's huge.
Yeah,
But
that's
let me
huge.
get something here. The most recent protest in Liberia, the June 7th, 1,000 turned out. One thing people could do, some are going to be there, was to give water. And that number of people that turned out June 7th, you could not supply water to all those people. You could not. No way. So what I'm trying to say, of who will fluid, yes, there will be fluid. But to say to feed people, I vehemently disagree with anybody. June 7th, we did not feed people. We provided money that couldn't be was for transportation.
Is June 7th equivalent to this?
No. I'm just saying the crowd. I'm not equivalent to this. I'm just saying something because they're in general of feeding people, and I'm trying to tell them that is not possible to feed even protests of 5,000 or right of 5,000 people to feed them. It's not easy. Fluid, yes, you can. That's the area with fluid that people can go there and get. Those who want to go and get, they will go. So we should take that out of the equation. That
you just want to gas the people. You just want to gas the people's stomach to feel severe pain.
Well, Mr. So I'm telling you, maybe the day when you organize your rally, go and cook to feed your 10,000 people. I'm saying fluid. Okay, we have to be realistic. But I just made reference to June 7th. That money that we contributed was for transportation, pay up for other logistics. Fluid, people guaranteed to post on fluid, that was okay. So we should not inject this feeding people to a rally. A CDC did it at a time.
We haven't. That's what makes sure we have an open conversation.
Yeah.
So all you do is fight your argument.
A CDC did it. Okay.
No. We're not talking about CDC. They're not CDC.
No, I'm just saying something. I said maybe a CDC did a rally and they were able to feed all the people that attended the rally. That's fine. But this rally, I don't want us to go into that we're going to provide, we're going to feed all these people that will turn up. I said water, like transportation, yes, that can be. They are even arranging for buses now. They have designated area that buses will be able to pick up people. But what I'm saying is to say that because you're putting these people in the street, they will be hungry, so you got to feed them. That's not being realistic.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let's we're gonna.
And I asked Samson too, because he's one of those who started this thing this week or last week. But what I will be able to feed the people. So I'm asking him, 1979, he participated in a rally. I was in Morovia. The back of my feed you people, transport you people.
Okay. Hey, Sissy, good evening. Welcome.
Hey, how you doing?
Okay. So how you doing?
All right. You know, it's a press boarding issue. The day, hours, seconds, meaning eating away, and we just want to make sure that we pull all of the strings and situations surrounding it. How was your day, my man?
Oh, my day was good. I was busy writing some papers, but the conversation got so interesting, I had to pop on. So
he saw me here. He saw me talking, so you got to come.
No. You see, you're preempting. I
Just putting your lessons.
no. I came on because I wanted to listen to the lawyer on here. Our sister, Dr. She's a lawyer.
Yeah.
And she's pushing that the time is too close for people to exercise their right. Where in the Constitution it says at a certain time we're going to exercise our right. I'm sorry she's off, but I really want her to hear me.
She will come back, don't worry.
Right? And people keep saying, why now? So when the children of Israel decided to leave Egypt to follow Moses, why they didn't say, oh, why now you're leaving? You're being in Egypt in slavery for all this time. Why now? How many of you have asked your pastor why it was that time that the children of Israel left? There is a time and season for everything. This is the time that people have chosen to protest. Why is that an issue? People keep saying, oh, elections are around the corner. Elections can even be tomorrow. You still have the right to protest today. The Constitution does not say you cannot protest within a certain time frame before elections. I don't understand why people are having this conversation. If political commentators and political actors don't feel that the people have the right to protest 2 days before elections, then they are missing the mark. Because the Liberian Constitution allows for you to protest even on the day of election.
Anytime. You say anytime.
The children in Israel, they stay in Israel, they suffer. The day they got ready, they left. Nobody say, oh, why are you leaving now? All the time, well, yeah, why are you leaving early? Why are you jumping behind Moses now? The man who killed somebody, you're following now to run away. Nobody ever said that. Y'all go to church and pay offering for that. Why are you doing that to the ANC or the CPP? The other thing is, we have had so many protests in America. I was here at George Floyd, Minnesota. We had a lot of protests and rallies. We didn't feed one person. Who goes to rally to feed people? Where has that ever happened? Where? We occupy Wall Street here. When we talk over Wall Street in America, we're occupying corporate places because of the corporate greed. Now, one day, one Democratic person brought food for me to eat. When they taxed enough already, the Tea Party was protesting, the precursor to Donald Trump. Nobody getting food. So why don't they bring dividing food for people to come in to exercise their right?
Yes,
they were people from trailer parks. I lived in trailer parks in America. I went to those rallies and were hungry and went back home.
What we're suggesting, and well, first, my argument was made without information on how many people they're anticipating coming to this rally. What is the agenda of the rally? There are certainly going to be people there that's going to be expending their time. My concern was gathering people that literally have no food, no access to the basic essentials at the very least. And then I backpedaled when I said at least provide fluids for them, because you cannot have a large amount of people gather without strategy stations set where you're going to, at the very least, giving them water to be able to drink. Because again, I was making the argument, and I wasn't suggesting doing cooked food and cooking and feeding all these people. That's unrealistic. I think what I was mainly trying to get at, and I didn't know the amount of people that are going to be, now that I hear the number, of course, it is virtually impossible to feed the expectation of 75 to 100,000 people. I stand corrected in saying that argument will not stand. However, I think, again, we're dealing with different times. We're dealing with different situations. When you are inciting, when you are trying to create or have a rally or a protest against the government in the heat of an election, it's just a sensitive time. The people have been suffering. My expectation is that when you go, let those leaders not incite these people. Especially when you're dealing with people that are standing on the cover of hopelessness, inciting without an answer is where I am mostly concerned. I could not care less if they feed them, they don't feed them. Inciting and inflaming the people without a direction, or at the very least, or it is just the agenda just to make noise on the government. What is this government going to do?
Mr. So, do I have
that is a presupposition. That is a presupposition, though.
But let me say we're not gonna have this Minnesota type
General,
politician running
welcome.
all over this place here. This is like real politics we're talking about.
No.
Let me get. Mr. Central Right, I'm speaking now. Please hold your peace. I'm not fighting with ANC because ANC they can't fight with me. They don't have the strength to fight with me. So please, I don't want to fight with ANC because if we do, it's not going to be something you will like. So let me just say this here. Look, on a very serious note, Mr. So, when we had a rice riot, why is the politician running away now? Oh my goodness. But anyhow, when we had the rice riot back in the 70s, Mr. So 70, 79 to be specific, yes, there was no food. Let me give you the little background, Mr. George, if you don't remember. Probably not. We gathered at PAD office.
I remember.
Behind PUA right there. Well, the intent was people were coming from New Crew Town, coming to town. And when the night before, the PAD officials or hierarchy decided they wanted to postpone the protest. But in the morning, by the time they got to trying to take down walls around, people were coming all over. When we gathered behind, they said, okay, let them get here. Deacon Collard, as I remember, took the bullhorn and stood on a little table in the center of that little square where they decided to put over 300-400 people. Now, when we were there, he was trying to explain to us the processes and everything else. The police who had felt that the army were not doing their job, the police commander, whose name I still don't remember, but he's a very light-skinned guy.
Scott. His name was Scott.
Okay, a very light-skinned guy. He came over, he decided that we should get out of government sidewalk. And he wanted every one of us, you have the right, but you got to stay on your property. He wanted all 200-300 people to go in that little atrium what they have. And that was not possible. That's how the riot started. Now, I'm not saying here that when you're going to put people together, you must feed them. That's not my point. I'm suggesting to you that if you're going to say the theme of the rally, we're tired of suffering, there's some in Liberia, and you're going to have 7,000 some more people. I hope they get more. And then on top of that, there will be people that will be coming. Do you have the logistic in terms of people wanting water to drink? What if somebody comes in there hungry and say, my people, you got to give us food? Where is the food? Are you prepared for that? Are you going to tell the Liberian people you come into the rally, we ain't got no food for you? Those are the things that I'm talking about. I mean, let's Central Right. Let's keep the conservative idea on one side tonight. Let's try to be realistic, and let's see if you can come to the liberal way of thinking and doing things for once. Because you conservative, you guys are not being successful, and we cannot have you to run the government of the Republic of Liberia with a conservative ideas. We have to inject some of our liberal views, so that you will clearly understand that Liberia is not just a one black stuff. This is a country with different view, and we must be allowed to express our view without being castigated, and allow Mr. So to allow you to take our view and twist it. You and the northern liberal that the real liberal don't trust. You guys twisting my word.
How many people went there?
Okay, all right. So I invited a friend, a brother who is also in this business for us to join the conversation here, because it was just quite interesting what we saw a day or so ago. The General, good evening, welcome.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening to all the beautiful people out there. Good evening, Doc. How are you? How's everybody doing?
Before you speak, I will have to. I want to take permission and leave. You know,
yeah.
I'm a analyst, but I'm also a mom, and my child is crying on top of his lungs. So I'm hopefully the liberals gonna hold my position, but I have to go.
You see, I play balloon on the side with my own, so you gotta double task. I play balloon.
Okay. Look, man, I'm with you all the way, man.
Okay, thank you so much. All right.
Thanks, Doc. Thanks.
Okay,
bye.
Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah. Okay, General, thank you for coming in. We're going to switch gear because there were other things that unfolded. The president is still here. So I just thought like I reached out for us to have a conversation to get a much deeper. So we saw the video, we saw the images. I don't know whether it was a one-man show. Who asked you to go there? Did you representing any institution? But this is let's just give a little bit sound by the event which you have attended, perhaps to ask questions, and that did not happen. So let's play this, and then I will bring you in.
But you know yourself. You know, I'm overwhelmed when I'm with you. It's an opportunity for us. Yes, we came to the U.S. Africa Leaders Summit, but we knew that our citizens in the diaspora are here too. And
Okay, our citizens in the diaspora are here too. This time around, the general, you were one of the citizens that went out there. Was that yesterday or day before?
Yesterday.
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 Okay, you went out there. Was there any special invitation? And the president put it into context. Our citizen, so I didn't see him being selected, who to go, who not to go. But you went there, and something happened unusual.
Okay, Mr. So thank you very much. You reached out to me yesterday. I think we talked. You see, I have no business going to CDC program if it was a CDC program. When I received this flyer from one of my friends, they have on the flyer diaspora Liberian. So I thought it wise. I said, you know what? You know, he's the president. It's better for us to go and listen. Maybe he was going to tell us something for the last 5 years that he did. And to be frank, people warned me. Actually, they said, don't go there. There were other people who tried not to go. But as usual, when I go in, I carry my telephone, my iPad, just in case to record and be able to share the message to other people. So on my way there, I called someone called Albert Mo called me and said, oh, they will have to register by 12 o'clock. I said, damn, I won't make it 12. But can you register? He said, oh, no, don't worry, I'll register you. Yaya Sharif, the chairman for CDC in Philadelphia, my childhood friend, he said, oh, Mona, don't worry, man, we'll register you, don't worry. So when I got there, in fact, they requested for my license, my driver license. I sent it to them. So when I got there, I walked in, everybody were there in ANN CDC uniform. So I started laughing. In fact, when they saw me, they were surprised. Some of them said, what are you doing here? So I did laugh, and some of them came, they were nice. So, oh, thanks for coming, man. At least you here. Some were talking to me, said, listen, man, I like the way you can run your show. I know you don't support President Weah, but thanks for coming. But everybody in there was in red, white, and blue. And then one of my friends, myself, was sitting. I said, why? If I were to wear my opposition T-shirt, I know you'll really get pissed off. So I went to the front. They were trying to set up. The table, everything was set up. Then Gilman came to me and said, oh, you know, you're not going to record this program because you got to be accredited.
There are so many Gilmans. Who should have Gilman?
Michael Gilman.
Okay.
The guy from the Judah Hat. So I told him, I said, listen, Gilman. I said, stop it. I did my, I said, stop it, man. I said, this is a Liberian program. This is an open program. This is a public program and a town hall meeting. I said, you can't stop me from going live. Or which are the institutions? I said, listen, I'm not representing no institution. I said, why you want to stop me? So I said, listen, please, I'm not here to talk to you. So I started a conversation with 3 guys. 4, in fact, there were 5 or standing around me, everybody talking, but they were all nice. When I looked, Prince Sharif came. And he passed, we're all speaking for us. I said, hey, man, what's up? What happened? You want to talk to me? He went to Gilman. I don't know what they said. We're sitting there. To my surprise, he made an announcement. He said, oh, guys, everybody will have to get out of the hall because they want to know who coming in so they can get your names just in case something happened for security reasons and blah, blah, blah.
Who are making that announcement, General?
Prince Sharif. But I suspected something because he and Gilman were talking, and then while talking, he turned and looked at me. How to tell me to get out? No, but it's to put everybody out. Mr. So, I got no reason to even go over there to cause trouble because I'm a Liberian. He's the president. So I said, okay, no problem. We went out. They had them sitting to the decks, everybody writing their names. I was 4 persons away from the decks, and this fellow said, excuse me, I got a special announcement. If you are here to cover this program, you need to have a paperwork or you got to be accredited and whatsoever. So I said, oh, Gilman told you the same thing? By the time I uttered that word from my mouth, man, I said around me in the sedition. Yeah, you're not belong here. You're not supposed to be here. Go to Ellis Cummings' place. Go to Ellis Cummings. So I started laughing. I said, listen, you can do nothing to me. You can wear your beret. You can do this. You can talk from now to Judgment Day. Nothing you will do to me. One of my friends who's a sedition, who always follow me, he even got mad. He said, what's your problem? This man is not even causing, you're the one causing problem. So when I got there, I put my name, I put my number, my telephone number, to turn around and say, oh, you can't go in. You can't go in. So I said, okay. I said, okay, tell me who to register, who I'm supposed to talk to before I go live. Oh, nobody can tell me. Then the other guy said, go to the Liberian embassy. So I asked them, I said, the first thing, you guys put up flyers in the night. Then today is the program. You never inform anybody who to register with. One, even on your flyer, there's no time. I got the time from somebody inside who told me it was 1 to 4. You people also, some people think it's supposed to start by 8 o'clock, 7 to 8 o'clock. So you see how they confuse everybody? So I said, okay, no problem. I said, I'm not going to cover the program in a way where I'm going to sit in front of President Weah. I took my iPad, my stuff, and put it in the car. I came back. I said, okay, if I go in, I get my phone in my hand, I can sit on the chair to my desk, to my seat, and go live. They say I can't enter. Look, there is nothing wrong with, I got no reason of driving over there to go see nonsense. When I go, the guy blocked the place. Went to my surprise, Prince Sharif called the security. Then the guy came to me, he said, Prince Sharif pointed his finger, we don't need this guy yet. So I said, what? But then when I look around, it was a private place, a hotel. The guy said, listen, man, I beg you. This is a hotel. And they rented a place. So this is a private. So what came to my mind, I said, yes, it's true. It's a private place. I'm not going. So I said, but if I go outside, the thing you guys are afraid of, I'm going to go live and tell the people that you're stopping me from entering. Oh, we don't need you here. Go to ANC place. I'm telling you, see the guys laughing with me. Man, the guy put me out. The guy said, listen, God, it's a private place. In fact, they told him how I was trying to cause confusion. I was trying to do this and that. So I went out. They even called the police. The police came and went inside. He just even listened to them from the way they were talking. He came back out. He stood right by me. If anybody watched the video, they will hear the police talking. He said to me, he said, listen to me. It's a private place. Don't waste the time. Don't listen to nobody. Don't get in. Nobody going to tell you do whatever you want to do out here. And that's how I started to go live. And when you watch the video, some seditions were pissed off, but none of them took the action. Yahya Sharif was so mad, he told them, he said, guys, this is wrong. This is wrong. George Mane came to me, oh, General, what's up? When I saw Prince Sharif, he said, what are you doing outside? I said, Prince Sharif called the security to put me out. But why, Prince? Prince said, let's go, man, I will talk to you, let's go. My man, I said, but what's your problem, Prince? Joel Williamson. He said, General, what are you doing outside? I said, but you put me out. You said, I can't. By that time, it was 1 o'clock. It was after 1 o'clock. I got there 5 minutes to 1. So I stood up. I started going live to say, this is the situation. I thought this thing supposed to be a Liberian thing, but it's a sedition thing. Yes. And that's from there we'll start to go. And that's
Let's
how
have a
the whole thing.
conversation now,
Yeah.
because the rest of the panelists going to be asking questions. Well, let's turn the camera off. What was your motive?
My motive was to go there and ask questions if necessary, if they're going to have questions. And before I said that, I even was joking them. I said, listen, if they say that President Weah will not take questions, I will not ask him questions. If they say President Weah going to ask questions, I will put my hands. And even if the moderator do not recognize me, there is no way I would ask questions. But I never thought it was going to happen. I said, well, he's the president. Since for the first time, they said diaspora Liberian. That is why I drove over there.
Okay, I mean, based on the information that were sent out
because of the information.
on the how you call it,
the flyer.
I saw you on your footage. I saw you having a chat with Carrasco.
Yes.
Wallow. And you stood your ground. Like in your commentary, you are going to be there until the president leaves the hall. I saw also on that video when the president was leaving your hall, Minister Zokia Wilson and all of those people, everybody, you call. Okay, before I bring in the panelists, after this whole thing, any of the leadership here in the diaspora, have they reached out to you?
Nope, nobody have reached out to me yet. The only thing I saw, they on all the different podcasts, some talking about security, some talking all kinds of different. They justifying their own thing. Oh, the man had different motive. Oh, the man, he was not accredited. Oh, the man, it was not this, was not that. So that's all I heard them been talking since this morning on the podcast they want to go on to. That's it.
Okay, let's bring our other folks here. The Liberal is here. Sister Goya is here. Amos George is here. The Liberal.
Yes, Mr. So. I heard the general, and I think yesterday when that news came up, the first question I asked myself, and I even asked out loudly, was why would the general even bother to go to places like that? But then after that, I thought to myself, he has a right to be there. Especially when people started explaining when I was reading on the part that they said a Liberian were invited. He's a Liberian. And if the president can go around and tell the international community and tell people in the diaspora that I want the diaspora Liberian to work with us, I want the diaspora Liberian to come home and work, and I also I'm president for all of those, all Liberians, and then you're gonna have people the like of Michael Gilmans and Prince Sherry to take control of CDC America. That means they're weak. The seditions here in the United States to allow where are the educated seditions that we all be talking about praising them? Where are they? Are they so weak that they would turn their leadership to the like of Prince Sharif and the like of Michael Gilmer to lead them? To lead them where? By doors? That is unacceptable. That is unacceptable. But Mr. So, this, you know, let me just say something here very quickly. In the 70s, around 79, ending of 79, beginning 1980, when the two-way party time, when God said your time was over, there was the radio station, ELBC, one evening, and the commentator decided to go to the market, right, the Baker Market, right opposite BTC. And they were asking a lady, and the lady went on to say, you know, they think we tired now. We say birabo, tobo say birabo. We say fireko, tobo say fireko. And even that week, elementary student, that they were giving notebook, copybook we call them. They were booing the president. And this is just another example that these people's time is over. They had nothing to offer. They have nothing to offer. The president of the Republic of Liberia showed up in a town hall meeting style that you call it. And you're going to bar certain people. I thought you were going to showcase specifically, knowing who he is, someone who admired the seat, I mean the ANC, and who you claim is a member or likes ANC, you bring that person on board and demonstrate to that person that we the sedition allow people to ask our president any question you want. We got nothing to hide. But if you have nothing to offer, Mr. So I keep saying this, in anything you do, especially when you are engaging people and you have nothing to offer, you have two things to resort to: either cussing or fighting, because you got nothing else to talk about. You got the language escaped you. Prince Johnson come and Prince Sherry, yeah, I can call him Prince Sherry, come out here and talk all kinds of rubbish on his podcast, which, you know, well, some of us admire the young man. Okay, they're and Michael Gilmore to be the face of CDC America. Where are the educated seditions? Because they won't do this kinds of stuff. So, Mr. So, I don't want to raise my blood pressure or anything here. I will just say this here to the general. Those of us that are in these kinds of business, I feel embarrassed for us.
Thing live, you got to register. I said, Gilman, I said, accreditation for what? Accreditation for what? He said, well, I'm just telling you, because before you're happy, then you say, and I tell you. I said, okay. I said, nobody can stop me from going live on a town hall meeting. On a town hall meeting. Why would you want to stop me? So, I thought he was joking. So some sedition came around, they were talking. Somebody, look, I want to have to, somebody were nice. Somebody, the other guy said, my man, I enjoy you, my man. You know what I like you for? You objective. I know you, although you're not sedition, but you say your thing the right way you need to say. You know, people are saying this, man. Later on, they know that to get me out of the hall, they said, oh, everybody got to go back outside to register their names. So at least in case of anything, we know that you were here. I said, okay. But I read the show because I saw Prince Sherry talking to the guy. So I went online. I said, but what I'm going to do it for the second time again. So when I got there, before we got closer, the guy said, announcement, please. If you are here to cover the program, you need to show us some documents if you're here to cover the program. So I started laughing. I said, oh, Michael, the one that's telling you to stop me or what? Oh.
So we just want to create that sort of connection. Before Ceci and Pat George come in, what sort of document were they asking for, Monique?
They said I was supposed to get some ID card to come and cover the program at like a communication team or go to the embassy. In fact, they never called the embassy first. So I said, who can I talk to? Finally, the last guy said, go to the embassy. I said, what? Leave from here and go to the embassy? I said, you know what, forget it. That's why I decided to put my stuff back in the car. I said, okay, I will go inside an ordinary car, but when I step to my seat, I don't need to stand. I can stay. Oh, no. You will not even use your phone. I said, so you're telling me the other people in there will not even use their phone? They said, no, we already got people to carry. I said, but in fact, you will go and change the story. I said, if you're going live and I'm going live, I said, I wouldn't want to share this thing with other Liberians who are not here, not everybody on the same platform. So that was the whole thing. And he called the police on me, he called the security, and that's how I went out.
Okay. Sissy, do you have a question for him?
Well, I can't ask him a question because the whole situation is absurd. Look, and no disrespect to you, Monique Shan, the general. Is the CDC telling me that they are so afraid to expose President Weah to the press that they're afraid of Monique Shan, the man who got what? Less than 300 people on your podcast? No disrespect to you. Sometimes the strategy, you got to think through the logic, right? So here is the thing, and because people don't think clearly when they do these things, this is what is happening here with that situation. Okay, if, for example, they suspected that the general was going to be there to create chaos. Why don't you let that play to your advantage? You wait, you allow him to be disrespectful, you allow him to be out of order, then you ask people to take him out of the place. Then you say, you see the CDP people? This is why they want to do him Monrovia, but they didn't do it. Finally do this, Carly, I gotta go and come back.
Okay. Okay. Mr. Joyce.
Yeah. Look, let me just pick up from what Cecil left. The question here is that, what I want to say is, President Weah is trying on the nickel and dime of the Liberian people. He didn't come here on a private visit. He's trying, the Liberian government is the one that sponsoring that trip. The town hall, maybe I missed about, he see anybody from the embassy. What's the press attaché from the embassy? The security. There should have been a coordinator between the embassy and the security that would be at that point. I didn't see none of them. Prince Sherry, Michael Gaiman, what is the role in the Liberian government? So it means that the whole team, the embassy at Washington was out of it. This looked like a private visit that we want certain people there. And this kind of thing, it doesn't occur well for the very president that spoke at that summit at the opening. That's why already somebody called me yesterday. He said, "Oh, I know you're against everything the president talking about there." And I said, "Look, words, you say things, the actions doesn't match it." I said, "Yes, the man who talking about democracy in Africa. What example leaders are setting for the people to return home? And he come in the same very city he spoke. They make an announcement that everybody should go to this meeting, citizenry from the country should attend this meeting. And you don't have a representative for the embassy that's supposed to be there. They are not there. You take two other Liberians to handle the program who doesn't work for the government, as far as concerned, don't work for the government, to handle such a program. What that speak about that man, the government that he runs, what does say about it?
So,
and now somehow come.
So quickly here, before this, but George, laying your point here.
So what I'm saying here, it's just sad. And they just show you how divisive the people are becoming in the country. And they are down of themselves now at this point, because if they were confident of what they're doing, this kind of action will not be taking place. But they have doubts about the performance, and which it can be displaced now.
Okay, so before Cece come in quickly, Cece, please. Monique, let me ask you this question. And I will try to reach out to Mr. Gilmont, Mr. Prince, Sherry as well. It's not a matter of investigation, but just to keep the balance in place here. Now, do you hold the president responsible of what has happened to you?
No, he's not the one that put me out. No.
Say it again. I didn't hear you.
No, he's not the one that put me out. I made it clear on my video, and I said, the end of my video, when I said, oh, I don't hold him responsible because he's not the one that organized it. I said, even the people that are around the president, I hold them responsible because they are the one who messing this president up. Because one, I called Eugene Nangwe. If you listen to the video, I said, Eugene Nangwe, he turned around and recognized him. I said, listen, they say because I'm not on sedition, I can't enter. I talked to Kalasco. Then he said, no, for what? If you listen to the conversation, Kalasco and myself, we talk, and Kalasco said, no, they can't stop you. This is a Liberian thing. He said, I'll be back. He went inside. He never came out. I spoke to, in fact, and Chokonkwi, the Deputy Minister of State of Portfolio. When you listen to a video, I was talking to a guy. I said, no, I'm not putting on video. He said, but why they stop you? It's not fair. Why do they stop you? They went in. We're all coming back to say, listen, if I was in that position, look, they had a point. They had a time to score a point to take me out because a lot of people say, Mula, don't go. I said, no. I said, if they come out for me, I will go. But I'm not going to go because I try it to show to the audience why they put me out. They see, if I the security guy, I confirm it to them, say no. He said, please, he said, brother, he said, excuse me, sir. If you had a room in this hotel, I would not stop you. You can come in this lobby, but because they rented this place, I was not even allowed to stand on the steps. And the police, the DC police came to me and said, listen, that's a private place. If there's a public building, nobody can put you out. But this is a private place, so on the sidewalk, you can stand. And every one of them came to me. And I told you, I said, my name Josh. He said I was wrong. Joel Williamson, he said I was wrong. Yaya Sharif, everyone said wrong. But when they went in, and they never came back. So I believe that they will surround the president. Joshua, I don't need to come and call me and say, Mune, let's go. I'm not dumb to say I will blame him. But if he heard the news, he knew. The only person who tried to talk to me was Abba Mo. I said, Abba, you're not a CDC official. My man, I'm sorry. You know, even the president was talking about it, and Eugene Nangwe, I said, listen, I even called Zoka Wilson. So, like my brother said, you look at my face, just one man, you afraid of me or my message resonating, you make me feel so great. I said, just for me, you want to spoil a whole program that I will carry different news, or I don't have to ask questions, and nobody even asks questions anyway. So they just created a scene. And I hold it against nobody. Nobody can do nothing. Even the devil has a follower. I don't hold it against even a sedition, but they only prove to the world they think only Liberians are only seditions are only Liberians. So okay. And the president to enjoy it, but I'm not holding him to say he put me out. Okay. Because if you look at the video, even when I call his name, he turned around. He smiled, he looked. And apparently he wanted to engage me, but then the security let him go in the car because the Secret Service was with him. They had to let him go. So I don't hold him.
Hold on 1 second. Let's see here. Let's see here. I just want to let's see something here. Okay.
All this, I say all this. No. Now I will not be bad to say that all citizens. No, I call the name Prince Sheriff or whatsoever. The man told the man go to security, and I beat as a private property. You can't fight it. Yeah, nobody speak to my too. As a private property, you can't force them. But anyway, the president finished speaking. I sure he will be coming out. So. Go. What's up, Chief? How are you, man? Oh. So you bring a camera, man? Man, I came earlier today. You know the garden, real song thing, and they call it. They say I'm not allowed yet. Sure. Oh yeah, and Prince Sherry and Michael Gilman. They say I'm not allowed. And as a private property, I agree. Hey, no. So the garden, they go out. And if I call one of the I say, no, let's stay out there. You don't have to be there.
This is quite interesting. Seriously, before you can, how many hours you spend out there money?
Well, it's the whole thing. I think from 1:45, the program should have been from 1 o'clock to 4, and the president arrived there. I think 10 minutes after 6, and I was out there, and certain time I went in my car and took something. I went to there's another lodge or little bar. I went and got coffee, started my car, charged my phone, and came right back. But the program when the president went in, I think it lasted for like an hour, and then I was there until then. I just wanted to make sure that they're aware of it. And in fact, if you listen to Director Wallow, everybody was surprised. Look, the people that run the president, that people I know personally.
Let me ask you one question.
That the problem is up to them. I'm not worried about it again. Yes.
Let me just ask you one question quick. How many of you are standing out there?
I alone.
You know George Weah.
Very well.
So you gave me a pass that he's not responsible. He's innocent.
No. I'm trying to say I cannot tell you that he was the one who ordered them to put no. But okay. What I said, like when he went in and saw the situation, maybe like people who saw the whole thing, insider, start to blame people who say, listen, but even Eugene Nangbe, man, could I tell the president or come for you? Even Carrasco.
That's my point. You spoke to Carrasco.
Yes, so that's why I'm saying they are the one now who went in and never came back. After they just agree, after they say, no, it's not supposed to happen. Okay, wait for me, I'll be back. And they will say, wait for me, I'll be back. And then they won't show up again. So it's like they empathize with me, but we're all showing up. So even people who are texting me, Munir, don't go in there. I said, no. I said, I'm not here to call. I'm not protesting. If any one of them come, I said, if they're smart, they will score a point. They will take me in there, maybe put me in the front and show my face, and then me President will say, my man, what kind of question you got for me? To make it look, but I'm not going to. There is nothing there to confirm. But if you go on the political side, you say, you know what? The president, I will blame the president because the people that are around him, maybe they told him, maybe. So I don't know. But according to Joel Williamson, he spoke with a lady when the lady went in there and told him, Joel, he said, the guy said, just wait. Joel is one of the guys who organized the program. While the woman talking, Joel came and said, listen, this thing here is above me. That all he said, I am calling names, is above me. And that was it. So I said, oh, what, above you? So I started laughing. But I'm not giving President Weah a pass. I am not giving him a pass on it. But I only trying to tell you that the people that surround this man, the leaders, his eyes, his ears, is the surrounding. Maybe they told him, listen, my man, let's just forget it. Maybe I'm making a disturb. Maybe that's what they told him. My man, just forget it. Because I saw some syndication talking about security risks and why it was a security thing. So in fact, one of the guys asked the guy, he said, if it's a security risk and the president is being guarded by Secret Service, they will be asking Mr. Kishen a question by this time. You know what I'm saying? They will be asking me a question. So I don't understand. And to show how close or narrow-minded they are, they said, oh, we invited ANC, we invited UP. Why would you even utter the word that you invited ANC or UP? You're supposed to invite Liberians, not UP or ANC or LP. You're supposed to invite Liberians. And I went there because they said diaspora. The one in New York, they invited me, my friends, Sidisha. I said, my man, I beg you, man. That's a CDC program. I never went over there to protest one day to say, oh, President, we are coming to New York. I don't get any kind of thing. To say protest against President, we are coming to New York. I don't waste my time on it. But because I saw that diaspora Liberian, I tried to prove the other guys, they're wrong, and they proved me right because they told me, said, don't go there. Don't go there. I said, my man, listen, okay. I don't think it will happen, man. I don't think so. I think this is a Liberian thing. From Yaya Sherry, chairman for CDC, I say, Muna, no, it's not a CDC program. But when I entered the hall, I could not just retreat again because the entire hall was red, white, and blue, CDC in a track suit. So I said, well, you know what? Let me just stay here. Then I started saying, but why if I'm going to wear my communist t-shirt and enter that place? I know you're already going to whip me up, but they know that America anyway, nobody could put hands on me because somebody was going to be regretting it by this time. So they were smart enough. Yeah.
So real quick though, and the point I was trying to make, and then I leave. If the president is, when the president is in the U.S., he's guided by Secret Service.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like what you said, the general, that you don't blame the president for this, because I really don't believe that things like this rise to the level of the presidency. But I like that the blame was put on people who are closer to the president, and that is a fact. And so for the CDC to always continue to grab a defeat from the mouth of victory, this was their chance, because you, the general, people follow your podcast, mostly ANCers. So those people that were not able to see the president on CDC podcast would have seen him on your podcast.
Yes.
So I really don't understand. Okay, you want media people because you wanted to ask questions, fine. But all Liberians that coming in got cell phones. Did you take their cell phones from them from going live? When the president took the oath of office at the post SKD, did they take cell phones from people from going live? Was it not a security risk at the time? So for me, again, this is what happens when you get people who don't understand how to deal with issues, dealing with issues. This was a classic case for if you do nothing wrong, when general, it shows that they are tolerant. If you do something wrong, they say, oh, yes, what ANC will do in Monrovia on Saturday. You see the general, they started doing it here. But they failed that. They've done to you what the president did to Prophet Key. People didn't know Prophet Key until the president went and preached about Prophet Key. Now, people who otherwise didn't follow you will go, oh, why were they kicking this guy out? Let me go listen to what he got to say. Why would they always do that? I don't understand. But again, this is what happened when people who ran for class president, class secretary, in second grade, this is what can happen.
So 5 to 4, I got here. I was downstairs. I wrote my name, everything.
Like Carrasco, yeah.
Okay. You said you were trying to set up. You were trying to set
I
up.
will come back. Let me take my photo in. I will come back.
Okay. So now the question becomes: now, will you go to any of the functions again in the near future, even if the president said the citizens were invited?
No, I would never go there to any program that would be held unless it's organized by the Liberian Association in EULA or through the Liberian Embassy, and with a proper information, not to give, because some people, look, it's a sad thing for us. The country, I only believe that we are divided, and it's sad. As much as, in fact, some of them came to my camera, how George Weah supported me, he paid me, used to take his picture. I told the guy, nope. He said, LMP. I said, no, he got vest again. I said, but you talk all the time. I said nothing. I said, the main pay me, then you vest. I would do my own thing and vest. I would stay in the court, but you come here, it's divided. They just can't stand another group for some reason. And I asked myself, if other podcasters was going to go there that don't support President Weah, do they know the thing they were going to ready cause over there to put everybody? And everybody was there was sedition. There was no other party. The people that are new in color clothes that refuse to wear the CDC T-shirt and say, listen, I'm not wearing no CDC T-shirt. This is a town hall meeting. I'm not doing it. They talk to me. They say, but it's not fair. Even as a boy, when you look at the whole thing, you say, you see, I'm a sedition, but the thing you're doing is wrong. It's wrong what you're doing here. I was in there. The guy, look, this was, I never expected this to happen. I've been to Joseph Boakai town hall meeting. At least that one, it was not organized by, it was organized by UP. Some friends say, Mooney, what are you doing here? Move from here, man. But yet and still, nobody touched me. I asked Mr. Boakai a question. I went to Tier 1's little meeting in Trenton. I even carried a live. I carried Tier 1 program live, and I asked him questions, and he and myself were going at that. Nobody asked me why it should be CDC. You just whether they like it, they just make another promotion. That's all.
The Liberal. I think the day before yesterday is Wednesday. I think it was our Monday edition. When was ANC last program? It was on Sunday, right?
Right.
And then we're on your Monday, and then Dr. Kula asked, you remember? I think they
Right.
asked or whether
Yeah.
as to whether LPR are going to. You remember what I said?
Right.
Yeah. So for me, it was not that surprise because I don't see it wasn't well coordinated. When ANC sent us the invitation, something since we were in Sacramento area, I said, okay, well, he can take care of that. And since the president is coming on the side, it's within the East Coast, I could have gone there. Way, 2 weeks ago, I started with this whole phone call here. And the conversation, I talked to the CDC chairperson, Madam Constant Duopo. She was very, very much receptive, gave me all of the numbers, people to call. In fact, the very first step was to call the embassy. And I spoke with Jerome Chelly, who is the Press and Public Affairs Director, because it is the president. So obviously the embassy should coordinate. And I do understand the ruling party will have their own team too. There will be some sort of coordination. But based on the conversation, I know very well it wasn't reality. It was unusual when we covered the first lady a couple of years ago. Because when I and the chair lady sent me Manning George, I did call. Manning George gave me a couple of numbers again to call, and I called those numbers. The other guy, Alfonso, one of Alfonso Dakas, I think he's my understanding was the communication director for this whole thing. When I called, he didn't pick up. His deputy. Actually, it was the deputy that I spoke with. The guy, I think he's in Philadelphia. I just forgotten his name. He's in Philadelphia. And he said, oh, my boss is not here. Or when I saw your name, Alfonso, I thought he was the one because he's expected from a I said, no, this is LPR. Alfonso said, but how my understanding there must be a coordination for accreditation, but that's unusual. I thought it was coming from the embassy. He said, well, my boss is not here, so I can't do anything. I said, you're a deputy and the boss is not here. And then Manny George and this other fellow in New York, the last thing they told me was like, you know what, this is the end of the whole Waterloo. So they told me I should call Michael Gilmore and call Prince Sherry for accreditation. So I said, what you say? Call Michael Gilmore and call Prince Sherry for accreditation. Are they working with the foreign the foreign mission here?
Yeah.
I look at it like, you know what, then I knew right there was an issue. I like, this is a nonsense. Because the very first thing he lied, the man or whoever, he lied to say, well, only Prince Sherry and Michael Gilmore, they are being accredited. So accredited by who? State Department. I say, you stop lying. You don't know anything of what you're saying. That's not State Department going to accredit them. If there are any accreditation, is the President of the Republic of Liberia. It is the Public Affairs Director at the embassy, which of course when we went at the United Nations, they will ask you how many people coming, and you're going to send your names, and they're going to print you a tag just to facilitate you when the president can. What State Department has to do with accrediting people? So why are you talking like you're talking to some kind of dumb person? So I mean, when I saw that, I said, yeah, it was right on this network. It all came after this ANC, and then Dr. Batuna, Dr. Kula were asking, oh, will LPR cover the president? And that even prompted me to say that it was way before your even scenario. So when I got to know that it was Prince and Michael Gilmore going to accredit people, I was like, this is a complete waste of time. I just didn't bother. I like, you know what? I could have gone there, but I just look at it. And this is where the laziness comes from with these people, the opposition, the government, all of them. It does the same thing. But the government, they is to their disadvantage because whatever happens in there, the video is already out. You know, it could have been a good, your position is known online, you support Alexander Cummings. So like you rightfully said, even if you raise your hand up and wanted to ask question, the moderator or the facilitator don't recognize you, you're not going to fight. But for Prince to come and then to ask the other Liberian, is there no light after the CDC glare government? People just stupid and do things. They say nonsense the day we did in our country and get us to be where we are so narrow. That's being loyalty. That's not what they call loyalty. And I could see your interaction with Carrasco, but again, the people are here. So whatever they tell them, trust me, it could have been on your side. Like Ellis could meet the president, and General is here and say, "Hey, look, you know what? The Alfonso Mayor, sometimes he sound crazy or talk something about forget that man." And it just went. But you could see from future expressions, Carrasco, you could see. I mean, it was like, unfortunately, this is kind of. But I know very well it was just good. And the
But
president said, "I said he came to have a dialogue with the Liberian people. So why would they allow these people?" Why were these two individuals to be the one to serve as the protocol? You have a lot of many other outlets here, whether they against or disapprove, but it would have been a good point that they have gone in there. It better they don't even ask questions and do their live streaming and the video go. That would have been a very good thing for the government. But again, you know, it is what it is. It is the people. It's the situation we have now.
Yeah, and you see, Mr. So this is what happened. These people, some of them, this is their first time getting this kind of opportunity. So they don't even think. They just take it and put it over their head. When you kind of high profile people, it's where you make friends with people. The security you see around these people, they are not in that person interest. They are only there to do the job. You who is close to that person, you the one should be the person here. It used to happen many times when I lived with Omen Rancid. They will stop some people. You can't see the man. I would just kind of pass and go straight to the man and say, "Hey, so person here." Because I knew exactly their job. They say, "Oh, you don't have a permit, you can't do this." So I knew. But when as soon as I see that thing, I pass straight. I go to the man.
I'm not against the fact that people, there is a protocol. That's
Yes.
the fact. There must be a
Yes, that
protocol.
protocol
If
is
the
there.
president is coming here fair enough, there must be
That
a
protocol is
protocol.
there.
In
But what I'm
fact,
trying to say is Carrasco. Carrasco know this man well. He know the joint well.
no. I don't think that's the point. Let's be honest here. I don't think
No,
that
Mr.
was
So
the point
just
at
hold
that
on.
point in time.
Just hold on. That protocol is there. They say nobody
But it
passes.
doesn't work like that, Mr. Joy. And I can tell you upfront, that was
No,
not
Mr.
even
Mr.
Carrasco.
So just give up.
I think Carrasco was very gentle. He was calm. He did recognize money, and they had a
I'm
conversation.
trying, Mr.
But to
Mr.
have
So
just
just
gone inside there, there's no way that it can work that way.
no, Mr. So, let me tell you. And money will attest to it because he used to work with Mr. Ford. That security, you now certain people can they say no, they can't see the person this or whatever the minister. They say that that's a job. When you come, you know that person. You speak the past. So you can go to your boss and whisper in ear, "Sir, so person here."
That's
Maybe you know did it, but I know money did it to people.
What I'm saying, and I think money get it very right. What I'm saying,
so
when it comes to providing coverage to the president of a nation, Liberia, any other person, there's a process. Then I went through that path, but I realized it was just disorganized at all, very disorganized because first of all, the group here, in fact, we extended invitation to the CDC leadership here to create an awareness, to tell the Liberians, since we heard that the president was going to be coming to Harvard, they never showed. The guy man, he told me, "Oh, we went on Prince Sherry and how they call him, Jide Hato." So I said, but those are people that are for you. So what's the point of really wasting time? Go to somewhere, maybe you're going to come across new audience and tell the Liberian people exactly what the president is coming for, who wants to go, put it out there and leave it with them, who will go, who will not go. Then they cut their own cake. But they decide to do it the way they do it. And it's good money to win there, because it just proved the other side of them, their way of doing things.
But it's not surprising.
Where is KSFM today? That's how people do. Where is KSFM today? It was the same nonsense those boys they were doing. So they are under serving, they are under supporting people. It's just like a human shadow. Wherever the shadow starts, that's where they go. That's how they behave. And they think that there will be no tomorrow in doing stuff. What is he going to? What was he going to do there? If you are going there to do live streaming, the same very video is already out.
And what did the president say in there? What did the president say in there to those who were there? really that people say, okay, yeah, we went there. This is what the president spoke about the country, the direction which you want to take the country in. So people create for nothing enemies, And tomorrow you will see the same person and you want to talk to the person.
Oh yeah, but that's how life go.
Yeah, but you know there's already happening.
And so,
Hey,
I know you got somebody on your live, and Priska Pauling. I know is what his name, that Sametwe. He's watching. So don't worry, that name, that Sametwe right there. And you can listen, you can read his post, and you can even tell from the writing. But it's good for them to know these are the people who trying to damage our country and damage our
writing
president.
to say what?
No, Priska, talking about the entire program with President Weah. Right now, President Weah is currently at the White House having dinner with.
It has nothing to do what we are talking about. That just
No. I just trying to mention it so you
nonsense.
can know the name he's watching is good, so they will know all these things when they're talking, because they don't really use their own name, and I know he's the one.
Look, you know, when President we are having dinner with Joe Biden. Perfect.
No, it's a good thing. What I'm trying to say
but
is that
the reality on the ground,
when they watch these shows, they're supposed to get some information from them and tell the president, say, listen, this is what's going on and whatsoever. But they don't even take the advice. But all they know, whatever they put there, whatever they tell the president, is what they go by. But you see, little bit, Mr. So is right. But again, when I was with 4, I had a lot of authority to bring anybody into his office. When I know he really need to see this person, if that's something that's going to boost his morale, I used to sometimes get information from outside and say, Chief, this is it. Do X, Y, Z. Sometimes I used to ask him how you got the information. Well, Mr. Minister, who told you? So I say you the eye and the ear for that VIP. Every one of them over there, Eugene with the Kalasco, all the government official has power. It was not Secret Service that stopped us. There was not Secret Service to the door. The president came with one car, Secret Service, the white people, there were 3. So there was no Secret Service to the door, and he came with his own security, and Director Wallow and 3 other persons. So no Secret Service stopped me. Don't go in there, or they stopping people. They were doing their own security thing. You see, that's what I'm trying to say. It's not a security test or whatsoever. So any one of them, because even when the president was in, people came late. Some people came and said, "Oh, I said, yeah, the program is on." If I had directed them where to go, and people enter. So he was in there, and people say enter the place. So it's not like when he entered, they lock the place. It's a town hall meeting.
You see,
that's all I went there for.
Normal protocol. What is the town hall? When that town said, when that person enter, nobody is supposed to enter. Normal
protocol. And business, it gone viral. They shouldn't be surprised that some foreign and media person might call me to talk, but it gone viral, whether they like it or not. So the ones there who are reading, they're talking, or they want to talk, this person know this. I don't need to know nobody. I know myself, and I know who I'm supposed to know. The other people don't know me, and I don't know other people. You see, we live in a world where I don't expect everybody to like me, and you don't expect everybody to like you. So the same way people follow me, people follow you. So different people on different podcasts. So let them get that thing straight. I don't want nothing against anybody. Politics is politics. I love Liberia than any other person. You love Liberia, I love Liberia, but Liberia is bigger than everything. And I always make mention, my brother from my empire love so much. We're not in the same party. He voted for child stealer. I voted against child stealer. We slept in the same house, and I campaigned against child stealer, whether you're going to win or not. So I don't follow people based on my friendship with you. My friendship is my friendship. But when it comes to things that we other people, I can get differences with you. And that's it.
It was for G-Bag, it was for you people. I was not for you people. When restaurant, we should cut it up.
All right, well, yes, let's do it. Money, I just thought of reaching out, and I also will have to reach out to Sharif and Michael. Probably they're working with the embassy. That I don't know. I mean, I can't say that, but I know the routine when it comes to accreditation and how it's supposed to work, and that's why the first initial call was placed with the embassy to speak with the authority. Really, I closed to have this, and I know there should be a protocol because when a sovereign nation president is visiting whether he or she outside of the country coming, regardless of Liberian, there must be a protocol. Unfortunately, it just that it wasn't coordinated, and they decided to do it the way they should do it. So they shouldn't give you a wrong image, wrong perception to projection to say all Liberian. If every Liberian were calling, maybe they were related to the union, the ULA, county organizations, and be well coordinated so that Liberian people will go there, people that agree or disagree, so that we'll see the other side of the story.
The state chapter, because all these state got Liberian chapter.
You know,
But I think that there's something better that we should talk about. I don't know, Mr. So you have seen have you seen the draft budget, 22-23 budget?
Yeah, well, I mean, we can't talk about it now because of
no,
time
I just
now. We hope to, yeah, I already get it. So we're going to find time to have it. Well, Money, I thank you so much for popping in, and hey, that's that's the tough that we're involved. Sometimes in giving coverage and stuff like that, but I think it was just. I mean, it was nothing that could have. I don't know. I'm just out of words. It's unfortunate. The uptake is bad. It's bad. It's wrong. It is unacceptable for them to behave. And this is why the country is going in the direction it's going, because everybody, whether opposition, government, or everybody seems to be protective of their own. Even if it is wrong, they will protect it, they will defend it to the core belly. This is why these institutions are not surviving. Political party, media institutions, advocacies, they are all corrupt. They are all corrupt institutions. That's why they are not surviving.
And Mr. Sodek, I was talking about you cannot explain security reason. I said, do you? I was just sitting and listening to that. You cannot explain security reason.
The other thing we're talking here too, when ANC come, Joseph Boyka come, they're going to have their own inner press thing. As long as they find out that you're being a critical voice, they will also do the thing. We have gone through this over.
Well, Mr. So I can tell you, some of them myself will fight if I run.
Mr. So I know
because you're not there now. Why you will go fight? So you will have your own protocol in place. So don't even go.
Let me just give my closing.
Yeah.
Some of them myself will fight.
I just want to say to the other, it's so funny. I just read some of the comments. Yes, we are Liberians for true. It said Mr. Kishan was stopped because of covering the program.
Of what?
To cover the program. I was not supposed to cover the program to go live. That's why I was stopped.
Why?
Okay, I agree. But you can't stop me again from using cell phone. I've attended a Joe Biden rally where we standing in Philadelphia. Everybody gets cell phone in the hand. It's a public event. And every one of us is on the Facebook or YouTube. What is the big deal?
Money, what happened?
Okay.
When
some people say that, I want to agree with Mr. Toll that when people don't have nothing much left, all that will come from out of them will be insults. You lie, but you can't prove it. The man spoke of French to you, and you said I'm not French, but you can't understand French, and you can't speak French, but you said I'm not French. So that's the world we live in. So we got to accept it. We into this business. They say if you can't stand the heat, leave the kitchen. So I want to make it clear, seditions, you can't do nothing to me. I'm not afraid of you. I can argue with you because I know you're not even surviving the argument. Because the only thing that will come out of you will be insult. So you
let me ask you this
me any way you feel like.
General.
Yeah.
Let me proxy the affairs of the President of the Republic of Liberia for less than 20 seconds. Say I was Dr. Weir and to that podium you have entered. What was the questions that you planted and you really wanted to ask the president?
My first question was that I had in mind, I will be honest with you, was why are you not speaking to have a press conference like to Liberian journalists? That was my first conference. I said, for the last 5 years, I noticed that you have never had a live press conference with Liberian journalists. So let him tell me why you have not spoken to Liberian people through the journalists. That was my first question. Then from there, maybe through that, because I know that they're going to ask me one question. They're going to give me one question, or maybe I'm going to make point statement. I even was joking. I said, listen, I will act like I don't even know President Weir. I will call my name and say, You welcome to the United States. Thank you for being president. You know, and then I would ask. That was the first question I had on mine. I even wrote it down. Why for the last 5 years?
Why is the significance of that question? Why?
Because this president is not speaking to the Liberian people. And I believe that if you have a press conference with your journalists, they will ask you the necessary question that Liberians want to know. They know what's going on. They're in the media. They write. They interview people. So that is the only thing the Liberian people get, because the president has never done it before. But that's why I wanted to hear why you don't talk to the people, because you could talk to them through the media and by having a press conference at least one time, and you bring somebody, not to go bring a stage thing and stay you don't and get it right. So I think by talking to the Liberian people through the journalists, it was going to be a better thing. So I want to know why he's not talking to them. Maybe you're going to give an answer. But I got nothing. Look, people still don't understand us. As much as I don't want President Weah, yes, I don't want President Weah, whether we like it or not, we're going to vote him through the ballot box. But I said every day, he's the president. Whether I close my eye, open it, he is the 25th president, and he will be voted out come 2023. Whether you like it or not, your mouth is not Holy Bible, mine is not Holy Bible, but politics is not religion. I am saying it because I'm working towards it to remove you through that ballot box. And I was going to tell you, no, I'm not a supporter. But him and I hate you. We are opponents. We're not enemies. But other people think when you are opponents, we are in Liberia, you are enemies. And we're not enemies. We're just opponents. We got different views on politics. That's all. So,
well, the politics in Liberia is more or less toxic. Toxic now. So.
Yeah, it's toxic. I agree.
Thank you
so
so
I saw
much.
people over there. I will tell you, Mr. Sonia, I'll be clear. I saw people over there who knew me very well that refused to speak to me and telling me, what you doing there? What you doing this? What you doing that? I want to and I'll be honest with you. If some of them push me, there will be a lot of recordings. I was in there. They were insulting. And some will want to say all kinds, but I'm not going. I don't hold it against them. You can come on my show, you curse me. I don't hold it against you, because I know in real life you myself don't have the same thing. So if they push, maybe in the next month, 2-3 days, 4, they might hear their own voice. And to prove them wrong, that I was in the hall and they were insulting and doing whatsoever. So I don't just walk between among musicians.
Do you have recording besides what we're posting on the Facebook?
Mr. So just relax. Relax yourself. Let them continue to do the argument.
You're not asking answering my question. Do you have any recording?
So I said just relax. I said if I want to do it, I will release it, and I will tell them. I said this is the man
from ministers, high profile official.
No, man, I'm not talking about. I'm talking about the same seditious who were there cussing in the hall. I'm not talking about high profile people or whatsoever. So that's not what I'm talking about. But I'm talking about people who are putting themselves on record. You're not supposed to be here. Go back to your this place. Go to your ANC, using words and saying things that was not right. So, but this is the world we live in. This is what we live. This is the world that we have. We got to live with it, the Liberian people. But it's just shameful that if people in Liberia behave the way they behave, I will understand it. But not to leave Liberia, come into the nice world where you're supposed to change things. God bless you in this country, and you think that I'm not supposed to be in the gathering of the president. It's up to you. But if it's a CDC program, I will not go there. My friend Yaya Sherry during the inauguration invited me. I never show up. Yeah.
This is other person here. I don't know whether that's your community. It is disappointing the Liberia Public Radio to bring Kishan on its platform to discuss one side. You see how dumb you guys are when you say you guys. I think your brain is like a fish brain, because I say here I want to reach out to Prince and you're talking about to bring. You think our network is a courthouse that when you bring one person, you talk to them, you got to. Well, any other network doing it to kind of like do those sort of entertainment. That's not what we do. Everybody's voices got to be heard. He's the principal person in the picture, if you don't know. So that question or that saying that you're saying there is like I don't even want to waste your time. This is how you got mislead and carry this innuendo subliminal message false who you're not even can't look in the faces of the very people you're supposed to say, oh no, this one here is wrong. Let's do it this way. Kishan is not a Liberian because he have a side. I didn't tell you the number of sedition down to their cheerleader, the man George, the what his name, other guy from New York. I should make a song before you get to know that. You're disappointed. If you are disappointed, well, I'm sorry. Find something else to do. Okay, guys. Kishan, thank you. We just want to make sure to hear the narrative, even though we saw the video. We just also wanted to hear something to see whether it was contrary to what you have. The Liberal Progressive. Thank you so much, Amos George. Sunday, the Liberian War today. It's on LPR. It's on Sky. Will be heard at 11 Eastern Standard Time. My guest will be Clarice Alpha Ja. Clarice is a former senator of Mount Gibby County. We are hearing she is contesting again. She's going to be appearing on LPR Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which will be 4 p.m. in the West African state of the Republic of Liberia. What is she going back? What was undone that she's trying to go and settle to? Which party does she represent, and what is a new message?
They got to go for the $30,000 for miscellaneous thing. So
the woman told you full of trouble. Good night, bye bye.
But in the budget, I mean, I just want to leave this thing to my folks. Now look, December 17th will be the rally. And we're asking everybody that will be turned out to be very peaceful.
So you make an announcement for CPP? They pay for it?
No, they pay for it. That Liberian Public Radio. I mean, that's what we did to serve people. So I just because with this, that was the opening topic of the discussion. So I just trying to read.
You going for the rally?
Huh?
Are you going for the rally?
No, I'm not going for the rally. That's why I'm trying to urge my people to attend the rally because I won't be there.
Why you not going there? Why you can tell people to go and you don't go?
Well, everybody can't go on the battlefield at the same time.
No, when Martin Luther King was when he was leading, he was part of the group. He held the hands of the people.
That's why you got Alexander Cummings now should be in Liberia. He's there.
Alexander Cummings will eat. Where Joseph Boykato you going there?
No, Boykato just said they're not part of it.
You say you're not even organized. That's the whole thing. Say get people sick in this whole thing here. Nobody. That's why no politician talk for me. I talk for yourself because all of these things you're doing here at the end of the day, we're going to come back to the same thing. If these guys are unable to come together as a small group of people like this.
Yeah, Mr. So here's the thing here. The envy and jealousy in the country among these leaders is very terrible. You know, there's a genuine cause.
You don't tell them.
Well, I don't know what the other people don't tell the people, but I speak my mind. But this is the problem.
Just a boy, he needs to find his retirement fund. He needs to find his retirement fund.
But I want to know when
Samson told them they are for a generation that is no longer existing.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Let me go, gentlemen. Have a pleasant evening. I don't want my cholesterol to go up this evening. Is a man Boyka going to the rally?
Thank you for the night, Mr. Soul. We will talk to you.
Okay. All right, guys.
The want to discuss here banking in Nigeria about the list that we know what will happen to the list.
Yeah, man. So they allow the kingdoms of Morocco today.
Yeah, but you know what the French people say? They say Provoque order that what they beat them for.
Are you sure?
Well, what Provoque did?
Now George, we have country beat Morocco. George is a French citizen, you know. So they beat Morocco. All right, good night, folks.
Thank you so much. Yeah, Morocco, they had a good time, but good start too. But hey, you know, the France, I mean, it's an old-time football guru.
Somebody got to win.
Thank you so much.
Somebody got to win.
I know. Thank you so much. Okay, well, folks, we're going to leave it here this evening. We're going to be back here on Friday with the full house, and we're going to have a lot of conversation. We are keeping close eyes on the what about rally that is in the making. We need to know more about the rally, why it intended. There are so many rallies, so many protests, and things being happening. But we're waiting to see who are those speakers and what would they be saying. What's the tune at this time we're going to be hearing? Those are things we're going to be looking forward and to see what it looks like. Let's have this here.
And I got the news that we have to meet and greet. It's an honor for me and our entire government. You listened to me at the forum. I said it before. I invited you to Liberia. You came, you sat with me. I said to you, you are important